So how you doing tonight, Coach?
Well, Travis McDonald feeds inside the ball, moves out to the 20,
gets a good hole. He's to the 30, the 40, the 50, has one man to beat. He runs him over, and he's out to the 50-yard.
Over to Agron. Olivia Perrin up to Bridget Dooley, top of the key. Passing to Dig.
There we go.
Big time volleyball by number 14.
Good afternoon, TV 97 and 98 television viewers. This is Jeff Brooks, and I am up here in Marquette, Michigan for a Division III district final football game between the Marquette Redmen and your Cadillac Vikings. We're up in Marquette, like I said, at William R. Hart Stadium up here in Marquette. Marquette went downstate this week, and they beat Bay City John Glenn quite handily. Bay City John Glenn had some injuries. They had some issues with their starting running back who was injured, and Marquette absolutely dismantled Bay City. I believe the final score of that game was 63-14. There was a lot of turnovers in that game. But give you a little history of where Marquette's located. Actually, me and my wife, we took off yesterday. We came up. They're located about 3 hours past the bridge. You come up Highway 2 right outside of St. Ignace. It's a beautiful drive along Lake Michigan. You head up right past Newberry through McMullen-Sini and come into Munising. I said to my wife, I says, hey, you want to go see Picture Rock? And she kind of looked at me and gave me a stern look, and that was the end of that. So we kept on going. We headed up to Marquette, and we spent the night, and they're located right next door to Northern Michigan University, right on the shores of Lake Superior. It's an absolute historical location. It's a beautiful place. Me and my wife drove around this morning right along the shore. I had a cup of coffee, and we're ready for some football. Give you a little history, I guess, on Marquette. I am flying solo today. My good buddy John Emmington turned 40 yesterday and decided he was too old to drive, so he stayed home in Cadillac. He's going to be listening to Mike Stump. Billy B took the day off, too. He's a little too old to drive, so it looks like Mike Stump's on the radio and Jeff Brooks is on TV, and we're the only true fans in Cadillac who's going to bring you the Viking football today. Nice to see that our band did make the trip. Also, we had a student bus come up, and we have quite a few visitors. It looks like they packed probably about 1,000 people in the stadium. There is only one side of the bleachers, so Cadillac and Marquette fans are mixed. Sometimes that's not a good situation. But let's give you a little history on Marquette. How'd they get here? They hadn't won a game since 2007 before this year. They were 0-20. They came down to Petoskey first game of the season and got beat by the Northmen 21-14. And then it all took a turn for Marquette. Marquette band is coming across right now, but this is how it broke down. They lost Petoskey first game, came back with 4 wins, the first time since 2007 they had actually won a football game, and they had 4 of them. Then they lost to Kingsford. Then they won their next 3 to come into the playoffs with an automatic berth at 8-2. Like I said, they went down to Bay City John Glenn, absolutely dismantled Bay City. Again, Bay City was decimated by injuries. And a little bit about Marquette. They are a big team. They have a lot of size to them. I'm looking at the notes right now. They got guys, they're coming in at 210, 265, 200, 222, 247, 275, 255-pounder, 260, 270, 207, 232, 205. They are not a team that is going to trick you or play confusion ball. They are a team that is going to run dive play after dive play after dive play. They're going to run 44 power. They're going to lead with their fullback. They're going to run 35 power. They're going to lead with their guards. They're going to pull guards. They're going to pull ends. They are just going to play solid smash mouth football. They're not going to put the ball in the air a lot. I believe number 3 is their primary wide receiver. His name is Colin Terry. He's a 6'3", 180-pound senior. He caught 400 yards on the season. So Mike Weeks catches that, clipping his nails on Tuesday. But so they're not going to throw the ball a lot. They're going to run the ball right at you, and they do have a lot of speed. Number 3, Colin Terry. Like I said, he's the wide receiver. Their running backs, they have junior running backs. Pretty solid. See if I can get their names. Number 42 is a running back. Kasim Kunala. He's a 5'10", 177-pound fullback. Then you got number 21, Garrett Pentecost. Pentecost last week against Bay City John Glenn had 5 touchdowns in the first half, and they say he's got a lot of speed. And also at the quarterback position, I don't think we're going to be too concerned about him, but Nicholas Emmendorfer, he's a 5'10", 168-pounder. He does not throw the ball a lot. He does not run a lot. He basically hands off to the 2 big studs at running back and lets the offensive line go from there. So Marquette, they will be a formidable foe. I expect Marquette to come out blazing. This is the first playoff game on their home turf. They had never won a playoff game up till last week. So they do not have a lot of history here in playoff football, which just might be the ticket for Cadillac. Give you a little rundown of the stadium. Like I said, there's only bleachers on one side of the stadium. The field runs north and south. It's an absolutely beautiful day. It's going to be in the mid-40s, maybe reach 50. The sun's out. There's no clouds. A real light breeze coming out of the south. Again, football field is north and south. They have looks like a viewing area, hill that a lot of people come and watch the football game. It's located just on the south side of the football field. Boy, this has got to be a great place to watch a game on Friday night, and it's going to be a good place here on Saturday afternoon. Like I said, this is TV 97 and 98. This is Jeff Brooks. I'm flying solo. I appreciate my wife, Katrina, who came up to tape for me because I needed a spotter and I needed somebody to ride with. So she obliged, and I just appreciate that. I'd like to go through our sponsors right now. High Point Auto, Don's Auto Clinic, Wexford Community Credit Union, Johnson Insurance, Godfrey Chevrolet and Buick, and Cadillac Tire. We really appreciate our sponsors to allow us to bring you Cadillac Viking football in your home so you don't have to brave the weather or 5.5-hour drive, which is how long it took us to get from Cadillac to Marquette. So let's talk a little bit about Cadillac. No surprise to the Viking fans. This is what we got going on. It's all about the seniors. Senior leadership will win this game. And when I talk about the seniors, if I can find my notes here, kind of misplaced a lot. When we talk about my seniors, I'm talking about Greg Palmer. I'm talking about Tommy Cathan, Cody Hull, Austin Fuller, Travis Sebring, Jake Combs, Josh Pant, James Cronkite, Nathan Bump, Jacob Lowing, James Yeager, Ryan Gauld, talking about Brock Wilhelm and Richard Skinner, Tyler Kring, Matt Vickery, and then I don't want to leave out the big three I call them, Mike Weeks, Gary Silvers, and Travis McDonald. I think a lot of the game today is going to be played with those three. Last week, Gary Silvers rushed for 37 times, 247 yards. He did not show up for church on Sunday. I got to believe his body was absolutely beat up after that game, so I'll give him that one. But the band for Marquette is coming on the field right now. I'm going to talk right through it. I want to talk about our Cadillac Vikings a little bit. Cadillac went up to – they started out losing to Bay City John Glenn first game. They came back. They won 5 straight games. Then they lost to Traverse City Central. They lost to Petoskey. They had a rough 16 days. And then they came back and beat Gaylord to get into the playoffs. Your Cadillac Vikings, they come out. They score 35 points a game. They give up 27 points a game. Marquette's a little different. Marquette scores about 25 points a game and gives up 18 points a game. So it's the two different styles between Cadillac and Marquette. Marquette is going to grind it out. They're not going to pass a whole lot. Like I said, they have 406 yards passing on the year. They don't pass much. And Cadillac, they're a wide gun-slinging team. They like to get out. They like to put a lot of pressure on the defense. They like to score in bunches. Jim Webb, he's a master of the offense. He has plays set up, 3 plays before he even runs one. And he's looking for the big hitter, the quick hitter. He's got Gary Silvers, Mike Weeks, Isaac Baker at the tight end position. He's got running backs and Richie Hyde, a nice jitterbug. He's a junior. And then Jacob Combs, who can power football. But Cadillac goes how Mike Weeks and Gary Silvers goes, bottom line. Gary Silvers comes out, has a good game. Mike Weeks comes out. We put him in the Wildcat. We try to get the ball in his hands, and Cadillac will be successful. The pre-district game, we went up to Petoskey. We had lost to them in the regular season, but we came back and beat them 24-21 on their home turf. It was an epic game. I couldn't believe Jim Webb. Jim Webb likes to get out and go and throw the ball, but he showed a lot of patience last week, running the ball left, running the ball right. We had Izzy checks all over. We had Ozzy checks, and like I said, Gary Silvers carried the ball 37 times, and that is normally not what Jim Webb wanted to do, but he was committed to the win, and they went up to Petoskey, stuck it in their air, came home victorious, and now we made the trek to Marquette for this Cadillac Viking Marquette Redmond football game. And I kind of wish John Emmington would have made the trip. It's tough talking to yourself. I'm probably going to need medication before the game's over. But in any case, I'll do what I can for Cadillac Viking football. Again, you're watching TV 97 and 98. I'm flying solo. This is Jeff Brooks, my wife Katrina on the tape. And the Redmen have come back out onto the field. There is about 4 minutes before kickoff. The Vikings, they won the coin toss. So Cadillac will be receiving the ball and defending the north end zone. The Redmen will be kicking the ball and defending the south end zone. So it looks like they might be lining up for the national anthem. The Vikings have not made the field yet. So they are announcing the starting lineups. So I'd like to kind of go through the roster right now for Cadillac Vikings. Number 2, Greg Palmer. Number 6, one of your senior leaders who's going to have to step up this game, Travis McDonald. He played well defensively. Number 7, Tommy Cathan. Number 9, Cody Hull. Number 10, Jared Webb. Number 11, Austin Fuller. Number 12, Dean Favre. Number 13, your senior quarterback, Gary Silvers. 19, Travis Sebring. 20, Isaac Baker. 22, Jake Combs. 26, Aaron Stefani. 28, Josh Belt. 30, Jeff Martin. 33, Mike Weeks. He's going to have to come up big if Cadillac wants to move on to the next round. Number 40, Arnold Nolan. Number 42, Austin Frito. Number 43, Nick Paquette. He was a sophomore that got brought up. Number 44, Richie Hyde. Number 46, Jalen Brooks. He was a freshman that was brought up to varsity. Number 48, Seth Myers, middle linebackers, turning into a stud. Number 50, Josh Pant. He's on the defensive line. He's going to have to come up big against their big offensive line. 52, James Cement Head Cronkite. Number 55, Nathan Bump. 58, John Lentz. Number 60, the anchor in the middle, Brandon Parcell. Number 62, Keith Eargood. Number 64, Steve Scalfani. 65, Jacob Lowing. 66, Ted Oliver. Number 70, Gunnar Myers. Number 72, Riley Norman. 74, James Yeager. 76, Jack Ford, a sophomore that was brought up. Number 77, Ryan Gold. 78, Ryan McConnell. Number 80, Kyle Skinner. Number 81, Brock Wilhelm. Number 82, Richard Skinner. Number 84, Tyler Kring. Number 85, Tyler Leitner. Number 86, Matt Vickery. Number 88, Mitchell Smith. And here comes the Cadillac Vikings. They're coming out on the field with a minute left in the game, just like they did up at Petoskey. And I got to believe Jim Webb and Todd Baker, Pat Hinkle, and Wayne Emmington have their crew ready to rock and roll today. talked to the coaches a little bit, and they kind of weren't happy. They're a little loosey-goosey in practice, but you know what? That's kind of good to see. Not too intense. So we'll take a break here for our national anthem. All right, and you're watching TV 97 and 98. Again, my name is Jeff Brooks. I'm running solo. We're up here at Marquette, Michigan, up at William R. Hart Stadium. The hospitality from Marquette has been great. Looks like a good venue. I like the south end zone and the field and where the fans can sit to watch a game. It's got to be great on Friday night. And we're ready for a Division III district final football game between the Marquette Redmen and your Cadillac Vikings. And I got to believe the key to the game will be turnovers. Cadillac likes to put points up on the board. They will score quick and they will score fast. They got a lot of speed. Marquette likes to grind it out. They got a big offensive line. They got a lot of size. They got two solid running backs. They got a nice wide receiver. So it should be an interesting game. We'll see what happens. I do know Cadillac will be receiving the ball first, defending the north end zone. The Redmen will be kicking off, defending the south end zone. All right, so this is what memories are made of right here for both teams. Like I said, Marquette does not have a lot of history in the playoffs. They got their first playoff win in school history last week. Their program's on the rise. Cadillac, this is their fourth visit in 6 years. They got playoff experience. It looks like number 19, 29 is set to kick off for the Redmen. 89 is set to kick off for the Redmen. Mitchell Crothers back deep is Tommy Cathan and Mike Weeks. They try a squib kick. It's going to come to Nick Paquette. He's going to pick it up, and he will be tackled right there at the 9-yard line. Nick Paquette tried to get his hands on it. He's the sophomore. Kind of went out of his hands. Tommy couldn't pick it up, and the Redmen's full of juice right now, where the Cadillac Vikings will take over 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line. So, a little bit of nerves on the Vikings. Gary Silvers comes in. He's the leader. He rushed 37 times for 247 yards last week. Travis McDonald split out low. We're in a split back formation, shotgun. Mike Weeks, the All-American, he's up top. We'll probably start out light and just go off tackle if I have to imagine. Or run an option with Gary. There it is with Jake Combs just off tackle. Nice play out there by the interior defense of the Redmen. They're a little bit small at the defensive tackles. Cadillac might take advantage of that. Big Riley Norman, 72. He's 6'6", 301 pounds. He's a truck. He's a sophomore. So they pick up about 1. Cadillac will be 2nd and 11 at their own 9-yard line. They got some nice size on that defensive line. Number 45, Zach Green. He's 6'2", 265 pounds. They are small at defensive tackle. They're running 150, 160. So here comes Gary Silver, shotgun. Back to pass for Weeks. He had an opening. I think the defensive back got in Weeks' way. It's got to be pass interference on the Redman if I had to believe. I don't know if Mike got his hands up there, but we'll see what the call is on any case. They call a pass interference against Cadillac. I kind of thought you get 5 yards, but after that, the officials saw it a little different. Mike Weeks pushed the defensive back down, tried to go for the ball. I think Marquette will probably decline this. No, that surprised me. They take him back. That gives Cadillac an extra down, so it's half distance to the goal. It will be second down and about 14 from the 4-yard line for the Vikings. So they're starting off a little rough. Marquette's got some good size out there. Travis McDonald brings a play in. Jared Wide will be split out low. Travis McDonald in the slot. Mike Weeks split out high. It will be an ace-back formation in the shotgun. This is where we like to get the slant route going. Gary Silvers goes the handoff. He's slippery. He's got a lot of speed. He's got room. He will go the distance. No one will catch him. Gary Silvers, he's at the 40. He's at the 50. He's got way too much speed. It was a good look. He's down to the 10. Touchdown, Vikings, and they score first. They draw first blood. Gary Silvers on a 96-yard scamper. That was a beautiful pull block by number 77. He came hard across the middle. Ryan Gould on a tackle pull. He completely buried number 34. It was a great play. And I tell you, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. That's what Gary Silvers will do. He ran for 247 yards last week, and he comes back with 96 yards on the fourth play of the game. So, in any case, with 10:54 left in the first quarter, Gary Silvers on a 96-yard touchdown run. Mike Weeks for the point after attempt. Isaac Baker, the junior, set to hold. He's a southpaw. I like him. Kick is up and good, and the score is 7-0 for the Vikings. So Marquette will regroup. They're strong. They'll come back on offense. I think it will be a shootout today. They will ball control it. They will pound you to death. They got a lot of size. But right now, the Cadillac Vikings, they will put points on the board, and they will put points quick. And they got a good following here at Marquette. They got a great student section, a lot of kids, a lot of enthusiasm. It's great to see high school sports, MHSAA. This is what football is all about. A little excitement for both schools. And so Mike Weeks, the senior, he's set to kick off at the 40-yard line. Back deep for the Redmen is number 19, Matt Mills, and number 21, Garrett Pentecost. Like I said, Pentecost is their stud. He scored 5 touchdowns in the first half. He's got some speed, not a lot of size. But he's a good runner, and we'll see what kind of kickoff recoverage they have. So the shooters, number 12, Dean Favre, and number 46, Jalen Brooks, out on the edges, the wedge busters. Here comes Greg Palmer. You got to keep an eye on him. He's absolute fireball. Mike Weeks set to kick off. He will kick off deep left. Number 19 set to receive. Nice tackle by 52. That's what I'm talking about right there. Number 52 for the Vikings, James Cronkite. We call him Cement Head. He is an absolute animal. Wedge buster. You'll see him on the defensive side and offensive tackle. So Marquette will take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line. Again, my name is Jeff Brooks. You're watching TV 97-98. Marquette's not going to do anything fancy. Wherever 44 goes is where they're running the ball. The scouting packet says it all. They run 96% of the time, 92% of the time over 44, and there it is. They line up Pop Warner right, and they're trying to pound the ball. Nicely read by number 48, the middle linebacker, Seth Myers, 81, Brock Wilhelm. Running back picked up, maybe didn't get a gain there, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Cadillac will key on number 44 wherever he goes. Number 48, Seth Myers, will go. And number 52, Cronkite, they will key in on that. They don't pass the ball much. So there they are in a split back formation. 44 just over tackle. He's going to go in motion. They're going to come left. They're going with a 35G look. At the guard pulled, came around, did a nice trap there. Nice running back by number 21, Garrett Pentecost. He is the workhorse. They picked up about 6 yards. That was a nice gain. He's got some good speed. He shot right through that pulling guard. So it'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Redmen. They're in their split back. Pentecost goes out. Here they come over the left side. They will just sit there and keep pounding off tackle, pounding off tackle, pounding off tackle. Nice first down run there. I'm not quite sure who the running back was. Number 42 maybe. Canula, the fullback, 5'10", 177-pounder, so he's got some nice size. So here we go. Watch 44. He's lined up over tackle. They're in a split-back formation. Here they come off left. Number 21, nice running. Right inside 52, Cronkite. He kind of went a little wide on the play. The guard did pull that time, so that was a 35 lead. G-pull, they call it. So with 8:56 left in the first quarter, the Redmen, they are chewing up time. They are chewing up ground. That's what they do. Cadillac is winning right now on a 96-yard scamper by Gary Silver, 7-0. So number 4, Nicholas Emmendorfer brings his crew out. They got 2 wideouts. Maybe try to test the edges. Here they go with dive play, nothing doing. Big number 2, Greg Palmer, came in from his right tackle position. No one got ahead on him. No gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Redmen. That was a nice play by Greg Palmer. He's strong. He's 200 pounds, 190 pounds. And the bigger, faster, stronger weightlifting, he is a strong kid. So in checks 52, Cronkite, he's at the middle linebacker position. Seth Myers at the other linebacker, Stefani. Mike Weeks down low. 21 in motion. They're back to pass. They're not going to get that one off. It'll bring up 4th and 4 for the Redmen. Mike Weeks, the All-American. It's tough to throw on Mike. He will pick anything off close to him. He's Mr. Everything for Cadillac. So we'll see if the Redmen decide to punt or if this is 4th down territory. I got to believe this early in the game they're probably going to kick one off. Maybe they'll go for it. Yep, they're going for it. I like that. I like aggressive call playing. Nothing wrong with this. This is playoff football. Right now, we haven't stopped them too much on the ground. We'll see what they got. Yep, tried to draw us off sides. That's nice coaching down there. They got a first-year coach, and he's done really well this year. He's brought a lot of excitement into Marquette. Went 8-2, like I said, this year. First playoff win, and he's got a lot of positive things going on up here in Marquette, and that's good to see for a lot of programs. So Marquette Redmen will take a timeout at 7:53 of the first quarter, where Cadillac is winning 7-0, and it is 4th and 3. They're going to talk about this. I'd like to thank our sponsors at 97.98, Don's Auto Clinic, Wexford Community Credit Union, Johnson Insurance, Godfrey Chevrolet and Buick, and Cadillac Tire. Again, my name is Jeff Brooks. I'm flying solo today because John Emmington quite couldn't be with me, didn't want to make the trip. What a beautiful day up here in Marquette. Mid-40s, perfect football weather, no snow. Saturday afternoon, I believe Northern Michigan is playing Saginaw Valley State University at 1 in the Superior Dome. The boys got to go over there last night and play a little Air Force football, which they enjoyed. So let's see what the head coach for Marquette decides to do here. They are going to go for it on 4th and 3. I still like it. I like aggressive call playing. They are in their split formation. Mike Weeks, Quarterback hands off, going nowhere over that right side. Seth Meyer stepped in there. Cody Hull, the senior, stepped in there. They dug in, and that was a big hold by the Cadillac Vikings. Not quite sure if the Redmen probably second-guessed themselves. Maybe should have kicked that ball. Don't want to have a short field. Cadillac scores in bunches, and they score quick. We'll see what happens here anyways. We got Gary Silvers and an ace back. Shotgun formation, Mike Weeks split out high. Travis McDonald, the senior, in the slot with Jared Webb right in front of us. So Gary Silvers hands off to Jake Combs. He's got some room over that right side. Riley Norman, Ryan Gauld. He's going to pick up about 4 yards, bring up 2nd and 6. Like I said, the Redmen are a little undersized at the tackle position, where we have 6'6", 301-pound Riley Norman. He's a sophomore. He's going to be an absolute stud the next 2 years. A lot of colleges are going to be looking at him. So we come back out in the same formation. Austin Fuller brings the play in. Mike Weeks up top. They got single coverage. Number 3 will not be able to cover him one-on-one once we start rolling. They're going to have to bring somebody else over on him. Ace back. Gary Silvers in his shotgun formation. Gary's going to keep it off tackle. He's got a guy behind him. They call him Slippery Silvers. It was read nicely by Marquette. They filled the hole real nice. Number 42 stepped up into that. Canula, he's the fullback as well. The defensive line, number 44, number 45, Zach Green, 6'2", 265. He's a big fella. He's got some nice size to him, too. He's going head-to-head with Riley Norman. So it'll bring up 3rd and about 5 for the Vikings. They're set to pass. 2 weeks. Nice defensive play out there by number 3, Colin Terry. Mike Weeks did that little 3-step shuffle, turned around. Colin Terry read it nicely, had some good closeout speed. Weeks had it in his hands, should have come up with it, but the senior let it slip through. And in any case, it'll bring up 4th and 5 for the Vikings. They're setting that play up for a deep, hard hitch later. They'll show that again. Gary will hitch, and Mike will go deep. So here we go in an ace back. Jacob Combs to the right of Gary. He's in a shotgun formation. Gary Silvers off tackle, up the middle. He's slippery. He's going to go. Nice play by Gary. You cannot get a good head on Gary. He's never been hit hard in 2 years that I've watched him. He is slippery. He shifts his body around. He's a great athlete. Just doesn't take hits, and he picks up the 5 yards when he needs to, and that's what the senior's all about. So it'll bring up 1st down for Cadillac at the Marquette 35-yard line. They're in a split back. Richie Hyde with Jacob Combs in shotgun formation. Takes a snap, hands off to Combs off tackle. That was nicely read out there by the defensive end. He stayed home. That's good to see. I believe that was number 1, Josh Johnson. He was the outside linebacker. He stayed home. Actually, yeah, that was. He came in. He read it nicely. Bring up 2nd and 8. They got some solid players. They got good athletes. Number 42 is a nice athlete. The middle linebacker, number 22, Craig Karate, I believe. Gary Silvers, he is slippery. He picks up a couple. Jim Webb's not happy. He had a pulling guard. Gary should have stayed a little wider. He knows it. They're going to speed the game up now. They're going to try to suffocate him. We go into a hurry-up offense a lot just to keep the defense off guard, and here we go. We're 3rd and 6 in a hurry-up offense. Ace back, shotgun formation with Silvers. Gary Silvers coming out wide. He's looking for Isaac Baker. He's got Baker all alone. Oh, I think number 34 got away with the hand on the arm there. Isaac Baker come free. 34 put his offhand right across Isaac's chest, but in any case, that will bring up 4th and 6. That was a nice play out there by the safety. This officiating crew is out of Grayling. They're a good group. I've seen them before. So 4th and 6 for the Vikings at the Redmen 32-yard line. This is where we were sitting about 3 minutes ago. We'll see what Jim Webb's crew has. Jared Webb's coming out split wide low. Isaac Baker in that slot. Travis McDonald in the slot. Isaac Baker tight end. Ace back with Mike Weeks. I think we got something brewing here. I like this. Here we go. Got Mike Weeks all alone. Touchdown, Mike Weeks. Gary Silver's on a 35-yard pass play to Mike Weeks, and I'm telling you right now, Gary Silver's the senior, Mike Weeks the senior. I said those are the keys to the game. Those two will run wild for a lot of yards and put up a lot of points. So with 5:11 left in the first quarter, Cadillac goes up 13-0. I would like to have seen this Cadillac team play on the turf in the Superior Dome. They got a lot of speed. They got a lot of skill. Mike Weeks set for the point after attempt. And it is good. So Mike Weeks puts Cadillac up 14-0 with 5:11 left in the first quarter. Marquette, the coach will gather his troops, talk to them. This game's far from over. You know, a little experience. Cadillac's got 4 playoff experience. They got 4 times they've been in the playoffs in 6 years. 3 times they've went deep into the playoffs. This is Marquette's first time. New experience for the kids. Their coach is going to corral them. They're going to get them back on track. There's 3 full quarters left to go. We know Marquette can put points on the board. They put up 63 against Bay City John Glenn. Bay City John Glenn did have 11 players in injury that did not play in that game. But they can score, and they can score quick, and turnovers is another key to the game that I talked about earlier, that you got to limit your turnovers because Marquette will capitalize. So the one thing about it is I don't know if Marquette wants to play from behind. They are a running team, ball control team. I don't think they're going to pass the ball a whole lot. They will run a double pass. They showed that last week, a halfback pass. And so the coaches have been concerned about some of the trickery all week. Mike Weeks set the kickoff. Number 21, the running back, Garrett Pentecost. He's a nice-looking athlete. He kicks it. Weeks deep left. Number 19 fields a punt. We got coverage down there. He kind of muffed it a little bit. Nice by number 65. One of the wedge breakers for Cadillac. Jacob Lowing got in. So Marquette will take over 1st and 10 at their own. I believe that is the 12-yard line. Yes, it is. So you are watching Division III district football in Marquette between the Marquette Redmen and the Cadillac Vikings. If you've joined us late, this is Jeff Brooks, TV 97-98. Cadillac is ahead 14-0. They're in a split back formation. 44 is in motion. They're running left. Here he comes, number 21, Pentecost, nicely read by the linebacker. Number 50, actually the defensive tackle, Josh Pant. He's a big, solid young man. But 21 picks up about 4 yards on the play before being brought down by that left tackle, Josh. It'll bring up 2nd and 6 or 7 for the Redmen. There is a lot of people on the hill. It's just a great venue for a football game. Redmen in a split back, 44 in motion again. They're running right. Here comes the fullback, number 42. We talked about him earlier in the show too. Kunala, 5'10", 177 pounds. You got a key on number 44. Wherever 44 are going, the ball's going. Talked to the coaches last week, and they feel pretty confident. They got athletes on the sideline that can step up into those holes. They're just going to play it out for the first quarter, see how everything pans out. And the Redmen have moved the ball. So here they come. 44 is in motion again to the left. They're running left. 21 Pentecost, and that is chewed up nicely by the linebacker. Actually, the outside end, 81, Brock Wilhelm. He played strong in Petoskey last week. He came up big with a lot of stops. So Cadillac Viking defense is up to the task right now. Brings up 2nd and 11 for the Redmen. You got Tommy Cathan at the left corner. You got Travis McDonald. I tell you, he's the glue to this team. He does so many little things. He doesn't get the big scores like Mike Weeks or the touchdowns like Gary Silvers, but Travis McDonald does the little things that make teams be successful. That's why I like him so much. He's at the safety. Mike Weeks is split out on number 3. I like that matchup all day long. Your middle linebackers, we're coming on a dog. They're going to try to pass the ball. They're going to try to go deep. We had Travis fall down. He slipped on the turf. Travis, I think, would have caught that ball if he would not have spun. He read the tight end coming off the ball. They were trying to sneak the backfield guy straight up the middle of the field, almost kind of like the play we just had with Weeks. Travis read it, spun around, fell down, so in any case it'll bring up 3rd and 11 for the Redmen. But I like that play. I like aggressive teams. That was nicely developed. You got to watch that. They'll probably come back to that later in the game. So here comes the Redmen in 2 split outs up high, split back. They're trying to pass again to 3 on a little hitch. Trying to sneak number 2 out. Just dropped the ball. It popped out. It came. It hit the ground. The official was on top of it. I don't know. Number 2's reaction, I tell you, you can watch players. Number 2 had that ball. And, sometimes the game's fast. I'm not going to take anything away from the officiating group, but I tell you, number 2, Chris Forsberg, he's an athlete, 5'9". He's a little light on the 140-pounder, but I tell you, I thought he caught it. So, in any case, the referees overrule everything. It's 4th and 11, 3:05 left in the first quarter. Redmond set to punt. Back deep is Tommy Cathan in the highlight reel. Number 33, Mike Weeks. So, kind of a low punt. It's going to bounce right to you, son. Tommy picks it up. He's got some room off the right side, the wedge. Jalen Brooks is out there. Nice blocking by Brooks. 46, Jalen Brooks, the freshman, out there lead blocking. Gave Tommy about another 7 yards. I like that. There's a future there for that young man. So, in any case, Cadillac will start 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Gary Silvers comes out. He's got to feel a little confident right now. Mike Weeks, I like this formation right here. Fireworks happen when we get into this formation. 2 split up top. Mike Weeks, this is usually where we throw to Mike on a hitch. We're going to try. Webb likes to do that. He's aggressive. He likes to try to score right away. We're going off tackle with Gary. Nicely read. Who is that young man? Number 20. Brian Myers. That was nicely read. I think he came from the outside linebacker or the outside end position. The interior lineman, though, on the defensive side of the ball, clogged that up. Number 42 stepped into the B gap. Gary had nowhere to go, and number 20 came and closed house. So loss of about 2 on that. Bring up 2nd and 12 for Cadillac at the 45-yard line. Ace back, going to Weeks on that quick slant. Gary's just a little bit off right now. He knows it. Threw it behind Weeks. That would have been a nice pickup because Gary would have split the seam. But that's a nice play call. It loosens up the edges a little bit. You got to respect Weeks. You got to respect our passing because we do pass for almost 200 yards a game. So 2:16 left in the first quarter. Jared Webb brings the play in. He's going to be split out low right in front of us. Austin Friedel up top. I got to imagine Mike Weeks is going to be in the slot. Isaac Baker at the tight end position. I like him. Jake Combs in the backfield. Ace back formation. Shotgun. Gary takes it. He's rolling out right. Number 20. Jake Combs did not do a good job of blocking. Right there, the senior, 22. Jake Combs has got to put a hat on the defensive end. Did not do it. He forced Gary Silvers into a early pass. The rush was by number 20 for Marquette. So the Vikings have to kick for the first time. So we have to do a better job of blocking that rush. And Jake Combs, I think he's getting a talking to right now. Mike Weeks back to kick. Number 3, their wide receiver. Set. That's what 12 foot of jumping capability will do. Mike Weeks, that ball was high. Marked that ball dead. Ooh, that was poison. Ooh, number 1 almost got in there and touched it for Marquette, which would have been deadly. But in any case, Marquette will take over 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line, at their own 35-yard line. So not a real big boot by Mike, but effective. It's not a short field. A little bit out of sorts. So the Redmen come out with 2 wideouts up top. They try to run a little hitch with 3 last time or sneak a guy right up the middle. Split back, they're running right. Number 21, Pentecost. He's got some room. Mike Weeks out there, tried to hit him. Pentecost does a little spin move. Gets pushed finally out of bounds by 26 Stefani and number 52, James Cronkite, or actually number 62, the sophomore, 5'10", 210-pound Keith Eargood, the guy who played such a big part in Cadillac's game and win at Petoskey last week. So a nice run by Pentecost, pickup of about 9, bring up second and 1 for the Redmen. Number 2, the Redmen wide receiver, splitting out way low, trying to run off tackle. Number 21, Pentecost, again off tackle. They got some size up there, creating a lot of holes. Finally, 50, Josh Pant had to bring him down. So they move the chains. The Redmen offense is moving. They will grind it out. They will run the ball. So 52, Cronkite checks in for number 58. John Lentz. Split back, they're running right. Pentecost has some speed around the edge. He's a nice runner, I like that. Number 6, Travis McDonald came up hard, couldn't put a mid on him. Mike Weeks, he's shifty. Pentecost he moves laterally very well. He moves side to side. He has good vision. He's got a good spin move. He's got speed, and we're going to have to wrap that up. So Pentecost, he's going to come off for a little breather. The Redmen are moving the ball. They are second and 1 at the Viking 37-yard line. So they're in a split back formation again. They got 2 wideouts in front of us. I think they're just blocking. They try to go off tackle the opposite way with 42, the big fullback. Number 52, Cronkite had his hands on him. 62, Keith Eargood came in. And also number 12, Dean Favre out there on the tackle. So pickup of about 2, but that's a first down. Again, you're watching TV 97 and 98. My name's Jeff Brooks. We're up in Marquette, Michigan. Beautiful country up here. Watching the Division III district final football game where Cadillac is winning 14-0, but the Redmen are on the march. So the Redmen come out in their split back. Under center they go. They do a little pass out to number 3. Number 6, Travis McDonald, had nothing to do with it. He read it nicely. Blow the whistle, ref. Thank you. Sometimes they let that go a little too long. That's where injuries occur. So number 6, Travis McDonald, came up hard from the safety position. He read it. Number 7, Tommy Cathan, got stuck behind the other wide receiver. And Travis McDonald, after about a 4-yard gain, nice tackle. So that will be the end of the first quarter here in Marquette, where Cadillac is winning 14-0 over the Marquette Redmen.
I was diagnosed with cancer at age 6. 29 surgeries, a 15% chance to survive, not to mention the stitches they lost count of. 5 years of rehab, a 34-inch scar, and 4 doctors that said I would never play again.
Flashing for 3.
Don't take what you have for granted. Sports are a privilege.
So, all right, here we go. The start of the second quarter. Number 4, the quarterback under center, split back. They're running hard right with number 42, the big fullback. I like him. Kunala, I believe he also plays linebacker. And you can tell he's a solid young man. And the Redmen pick up about 2 yards there. Bring up 3rd and 4. They're in Viking territory. They are driving. Not a pretty clean game. Not a lot of penalties. No turnovers yet. It's a beautiful day, mid-40s, light breeze. So we shift over to the left, try to wrap Pentecost up. Josh Pant finally pulls him backwards. 48, Seth Myers. 58, John Lentz. The whole defensive interior line was there. Nicely read by number 6. Travis McDonald came up. 62, Keith Eargood, the sophomore. He's going to be solid. That will be a first down for Marquette. They're moving the chains again. So, nothing surprising out of Marquette. They want to run the ball. They want to stay on the ground. They want to go over their big offensive line with their speedy backs. So the quarterback, Emmendorfer, he's under center. He's in a split back, 2 wide receivers down low. Tries to get one out to 3 again. In comes Weeks. Nice play by Mike Weeks. Mike Weeks is a 200-pound, 6'2", very fast individual. I'm not quite sure if number 2, the wide receiver, 140 pounds, is going to manhandle him when he decides to go in. So it was a very short gain by number 3. He'll bring up 2nd and 9. I think Marquette's bread and butter, stay on the ground right behind that big offensive line, is the ticket. Cadillac's in a 5-3 defense. Marquette comes out. They're running the ball with Pentecost over the end. Brock Wilhelm read that very nice. Good push by the defensive line that time. 62, Keith Eargood saw it, but number 81, Brock Wilhelm, was the man on that play. He was guarding the guy in the slot. He saw it. He reacted quick. It was a pickup of about 2. It'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Redmen. Again, my name is Jeff Brooks. You're watching TV 97 and 98. So here come the Redmen on 3rd and long. It looks like they're going to try to go back with 42 over the. Here comes the pass. Quarterback out in the flats. Travis McDonald made a play on the ball. He came in from his safety position. He had the receiver number 22. 6 slipped inside. The pass was just a little bit off the shoulder. Fall incomplete. I like the call, though. It forces the linebackers to think, you know what, Marquette will hit the edges if they can get there. And so I like the play calling by the Marquette coach. It'll bring up 4th and 7. They're going to a spread formation now. Under center, they're back to pass. They're looking for 45. They got a screen pass out here. They got Pentecost out in space. He's not going anywhere. Nice closeout by number 81, Brock Wilhelm. Brock has a lot of speed. Pentecost, we had a lot of guys react to that. I know certain plays of the game, Marquette likes to run that little screen and fake screen, and it was read nicely by Cadillac. It was a well set up play, but it was just reacted to nicely by Brock. So a turnover on downs. Cadillac will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, and we're in our classic split back formation. Jared Webb in the slot, Mike Weeks out by himself, and hand off to Richie Hyde. Nice play in there. I think that's number 2. I didn't quite get his number. That was a nice play, though, by the corner, the left corner. That was number 2, Chris Forsberg. And that was about 140 pounds on 140 pounds right there, and Forsberg got the best of it. So bring up 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. See what Jim Webb has brewing. I got to believe he's itching to go to the air. We do not stay on the ground very often. And we got single coverage out here with Mike Weeks. There's no way 3 will cover Weeks one-on-one. And right there, Gary's just a little hot. Boy, I tell you, all day long, number 3 will not be able to cover the speed of Mike Weeks if they get out in space. And Gary, if he was on the numbers or just put a little more air under it, Mike Weeks would have been gone to the races. So it'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Vikings. Mike Weeks is a track star. He's got a lot of speed. He's a 400 runner. He's a 200 runner. He's a high jumper. We're going ace-back formation, 4 receivers. Here we go. This is where we like to sneak out Isaac Baker right in the flat. There's no safety. Here he comes. Gary Silvers will take off running. He's got a lot of speed. Nice tackle. You don't see Gary get hit too many times, but number 45, the linebacker, stayed home. Zach Green came in and put a nice had on Gary. He picked up only about 4 yards before he's tackled. I got to imagine Cadillac will be kicking the ball here. Yep. So, a few miscues. I tell you, Gary, if he gets his passing and gets a little more accurate, we got about 2 touchdowns left on the field right now. So Mike Weeks set to punt. Back is number 3, Colin Terry, and number 21, Pentecost. So not a very good punt by Weeks. It will fall out of bounds about the 46-yard line of Cadillac. Mike's not too happy with that effort. But in any case, Cadillac is still winning 14-0 with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. We're only a couple plays away from having the score 28-0. I think Gary would like to have one of those passes back to Weeks, but the Redmen take over at the Cadillac 45-yard line. So here they come under center, the Redmen split back formation. Number 4 rolling out the pass. He's got number 3 out there in space again. Right now the quarterbacks are having a tough time finding their receivers. They have them open. It's a little cool out there, but it's a nice day. So in any case, I think the quarterbacks right now are the fault of all the miscues regarding passing. And they're going to try to correct that on both sidelines. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Redmen. They're trying to stretch the field a little bit with their pass. They got 2 guys split low. They take our safety away. You got to watch here they come off tackle. Nice running by 42. Number 26, Stefani, stepped into the hole, and 42 ran him over. Kunala, but not before a gain of about 5. Stefani, he's a tough kid. He'll be back next year. He's a junior. I like him. 7:34 and ticking left in the second quarter. Cadillac leading 14-0. You are watching Channel 97 and 98. My name is Jeff Brooks. Number 4, they hand off to 42, the big fullback, over that right side again. They're content to try to pound it out. First one there was number 9, Cody Hull. 48, Seth Myers came over. Stefani stepped into the gap too. I like to see Josh Pant start to put a little more pressure on the offensive line. Right now they're kind of pushing us back. They're moving the ball. It'll bring up 4th and 1. This is a big down. Big down. I got to believe we're coming dog with the linebackers. Seth Myers is reading it. He's coming up. Keith Eargood. They're running over that right side. And that will be a first down for the Redmen. The Bulldog, number 42. He's got a lot of strength. Finally met there by number 48, Seth Myers. But that's what passing will do. It'll loosen up the linebackers. They got to respect it. And that's what the Redmen are going to have to do. They're going to have to pass the ball a little more than what they're probably comfortable doing. Going to have to loosen up the linebackers so they can be more successful off tackle. So 1st and 10 for the Redmen at the 30-yard line of the Vikings. 44 in motion. They are coming left with the play. Hand off to Pentecost off left. Nicely read by 58, John Lentz, but the first one there was Seth Myers filling that B-gap hole. And also number 2, Greg Palmer. He's a strong kid. So it'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Redmen. Here comes the Redmen. They got the Pop Warner thing going. I think they're going right. Yep, there they come with Pentecost. Pentecost got some speed out there. Dean Favre did not hold his position. He broke down Pentecost. He's got some good moves laterally. Travis McDonald finally came up from the safety position. That's what Travis does for you, the little things, you know. He sits home, stays home. He reads the play well. He comes up when he has to. He watches the pass. I really like the way Trav's playing. He's also taken pressure off Mike Weeks, having to be in the game defensively. They can rest him. Keith Eargood. They can rest Cronkite for the offensive line. So I like this. Here we come with 42, the big guy off the right side again. Stefani stepped up, number 50, Josh Pant. There he is, the big boy, the senior. He's a great discus and shot put thrower for the Vikings on the track. So Marquette does pick up a first down. Checking in for Cadillac will be number 52. Cronkite. Out goes the sophomore, Keith Eargood. We shift over right. They want to run right. Here we go. That's a great move call by Jim Webb. We keyed off 44. The defensive line shifted to the left. We know they want to run with 42 over that right side. They got a big line. And Josh Pant filled the hole. Greg Palmer filled the hole. Number 9, Cody Hull. Number 58, John Lentz. Good job by the defensive line to hold him on a gain of about 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8, I'm sorry. And the Redmen are on the march. They're on our 20-yard line. So, hand off to number 42 again to the left. Read nicely again by the defensive line. The score is still close enough where Marquette Redmen can run the ball effectively. If they put another score or two up, it will be more difficult to grind it out, because that's what Marquette would like to do. They like to just pound you and grind it out. Here comes their big offensive line. It is 3rd and 6. You got to be careful of the pass or the screen here. Marquette likes to run it here. They're going to run Pentecost off the tackle. Nothing doing. It's going to maybe pick up a yard. Number 52, the Cronkite cement head, I call him. He was in on that. Stefani, the left linebacker. Josh Pant, John Lentz. They're playing solid. They're bending, but they're not breaking right now. So we'll see what the first-year coach for the Redmen has in store for a 4th and 5 at the Cadillac 17-yard line with 3:23 left to go in the half. Their senior wide receiver up top with Mike Weeks, one-on-one. I like that matchup. Split back. He's going to roll. He's going to give it to Pentecost off tackle. He's not going anywhere. They will turn the ball over on downs. Cadillac stiffens. I like that. 52 stepped in Cronkite. He's full of juice right now. Number 58, John Lentz. So we'll see what Coach Webb, if he's going to be patient and just try to run this clock out. We know Jim Webb, and we know he likes to score in 1 or 2 plays. But with 3:08, I don't know if I'd be turning the ball over. In any case, I'm not the coach, and that's why I'm up here. We'll see what happens. 1st and 10 for the Vikings, 3:08. Garion split back, hands off to Combs over the right side. Nothing doing. Ankle breaker there by number 64. He dove right at the ankles of the offensive lineman. Coaching staff did say that Marquette will do that. Tanner Delphier, they will dive at the ankles of the offensive lineman and try to just fill the holes. But when the defensive linemen do that, you open up the edges. So we'll see what Cadillac, what kind of adjustments they make. Jared Webb brings the play in. He's going to go split out high. Mike Weeks down low. I cannot believe they're going to be able to cover him one-on-one. But Marquette's doing it. Gary Silver split back. Shotgun formation. He's going off tackle again. Not a whole lot going on there. I got to believe we're setting a lot of plays up to hit the edges, because Gary is so dangerous on the edges when he gets out in space. So Jim Webb's being patient right now, going off tackle, pickup of about 1. It'll bring 3rd and 9 for the Vikings. Austin Fuller's be split up high. Travis McDonald, the senior, he's going to be in the slot. Mike Weeks is going to be covered one-on-one. The whole middle of the field will be open. Man, I can't. It's got to be a hard slant to him. Gary Silvers are going to be looking for him. There he is right there. Oh, if Gary Silvers could just get on target, this game would be over quick. But he is having a tough time finding Mike Weeks. You know, I'd like to see him just put the ball, a little more air under the ball, right to the middle of the field. Mike Weeks, he's a 6'4" high jumper. I don't think number 3 has the same jumping capabilities as Weeks, but in any case, Cadillac will be punting again. So I'd like to see Gary kind of put the ball, air under the ball a little more and let Mike Weeks go up and make a play. He's throwing a little hot right now. So, we got something brewing here. Gary Silvers, he's on the punt. No, I guess he's just blocking. Mike Weeks set to punt. That's a better punt by Mike. Oh, block in the back. Did they see it? Nope, they didn't see it. Wow, number 20, number 30 got away with one. It was a nice punt. Travis McDonald got drilled in the back. Officials didn't see it. They were still looking at the ball. So in any case, with 1:33 left in the half, the Redmen will take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. I'd like to go through our sponsors. for TV 97 and 98, High Point Auto, Don's Auto Clinic, the Wexford Community Credit Union, Johnson Insurance, Godfrey Chevrolet and Buick, and Cadillac Tire. And so there's a minute 33 left in this Division III district final football game, left in the half. Cadillac ahead 14-0. They just punted it away. Marquette will be taking the ball over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. They got 42 in motion. They're going back to pass. They're trying to get a hitch with 3. Weeks is all over. He might intercept it here. Nice catch. And they got some blocking. 34 got railed. Weeks, he's got speed. You better be careful here. If he hits the edge, he could be gone. Weeks gets out of bounds at the 35-yard line. They do got a flag down. I think it's a poor call. Mike did put his hands out. They're going to call pass interference. That was not a good call. It was way overthrown. But in any case, Marquette will take the ball back, get 15 yards on it, and yep, that is the case. That is a bad call right there. I thought they would have thrown it. I didn't see it thrown. Mike Weeks, yep, the wide receiver, number 3, had no clue where that ball was, and Weeks knew exactly where it was. So, in any case, Marquette will retain possession, 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line after that 15-yard mark off. I don't like that call at all. There's football that needs to be played out there at the wide receiver position. Mike Weeks earlier in the game went out for a pass. Their corner put their hands on Mike, and they called a pass interference on Mike. So I kind of like to see that one be sucked down by the refs. But in any case, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Redmen. See what they got going with a minute 16 left in the half. I don't think they really want to pass the ball a whole lot. They could be in trouble with our defensive backs. We got a lot of skill in the backfield. Travis McDonald, Tommy Cathan, Dean Favre, Mike Weeks. They're all high jumpers. They all got a lot of speed. And we are playing prevent. They're going to 4 wide receivers. This could get interesting. He backed to pass. He's got a 3 on the slant. He's trying to get some cross field. Number 52 came back, Cronkite. That was nicely set up. They threw, the tight end came off, the slot man came off, and they actually threw 3 in on a slant. He caught it, picked up about 15 yards. It'll be a 1st down for the Redmen. Number 3 is their primary receiver, Colin Terry. He's 6'3", 180 pounds. I think he's got 400 yards on the season. So in any case, they go to an ace-back formation. 21 Pentecost. You probably got to be careful of a screen here. Number 4 back to pass again. We got some pressure on the quarterback. He's running right now. Go out of bounds. Thank you. Don't want to take a lot of hits. You don't want to see quarterbacks get hurt. Number 4, he's a tough kid. Nicholas Emmendorfer. He got finally tackled there by number 58, John Lentz. So with 39 seconds left in the half, that was a loss of about 3 yards, so bring up 2nd and 13 for the Redmen. And the Redmen will take a timeout. That will be their 2nd of the half. Cadillac has yet to take one. So that turnover, that penalty proved costly by the Vikings. Coach Webb and Todd Baker are going to have to correct that. That's the 2nd one called on Weeks this game, one on the offensive side, one on the defensive side. Trying to play the ball, getting his hands a little bit too active. Try to correct that by halftime. So here comes our Cadillac Vikings. I'd like to see a little more pressure by the defensive line. I'd like to see Brock Wilhelm and Greg Palmer get off the ball here. I got to imagine they're going to try to be passing the ball. Maybe they're just going to go to the locker room down by 14. Different formation. It looks like they're going to run 21 on a counter play right here with number 11. Nothing doing. Stefani's all over it. Pushes him out of bounds. ball carrier number 11, Theo Sinale. He's a DB wide receiver. Try to sneak him out on a counter. A lot of times they try to put Pentecost in motion to try to do a little sweep pitch there and came back with a counter. I think they scored on it last week with Bay City John Glenn. It was a good job by the defensive line to recognize it. It'll bring up 3rd and 12 for the Redmen with 33 seconds left in the half. Big number 44 for the Redmen checks in. They like to run over him. And that might just be what they're doing. They're going back. They're going to pull 42 right over the right side. Nope, they're going to go with Pentecost over the left, try to get the wide side of the field. Here he comes. He's got some speed. Hang on to the ball, son. Good job. Nice running there by Pentecost. He saw a cutback. Cadillac speed, they just close out very fast. They don't commit a lot of people to the run up on the front line. They got a lot of fast defensive backs. They got Stefani and Seth Myers, 48. Those guys have a lot of speed at the linebacker position. They'll just kind of hold you up at the line and run you down with the linebacker. So right now there is 1 second left in the half. Oh, the Redmen did get a timeout. Hold on, Cadillac. Everyone wants a file off the field. The Redmen did get a timeout with 1 second left. Not quite sure. I don't know if he's going deep in his playbook here. Trying to find a quick hitter. Maybe the old hook and ladder. But number 4 would have to be able to jack up a 50-some yard pass. Maybe a.k.a. Doug Flutie way back in the day. I've seen weirder things. But number 21 does have a lot of speed. You get a play, you get a couple miscues, some broken tackles, and he could be off to the races real quick. But so far, the Vikings defense has bottled up Pentecost and number 42 nicely. Boy, they got to have 300-400 people on that hill. It's a beautiful venue. It's a nice place for a football game. Mid 40-degree weather, sun's out. Big fan base here. There's not a lot of seating, which maybe that's why there's a lot of people on the hill. But great day to come down and just watch a little bit of MHSAA district final football. So 4th and 2 for the Redmen with 1 second left in the half. I can't believe they'd want to throw and let one of our speedsters maybe intercept it. 21, watch the hitch. They are going to throw. If that is short, here comes McDonald. He could, Weeks will be gone. There's no way 68's going to catch him. I can't believe they threw that ball. Wow, did he? Man, oh man. Redmond got away with one there. That will be a memo down to the coach, I think, at halftime. Mike Weeks, they had the angle on him. They threw the ball. Weeks intercepted it. He came back for about a 62-yard. I thought he would have been gone. It was a nice play by 44. Nice speed shown by him. He's their blocking back. He's a converted guard. Well, they still list him at a guard, but he plays a lot of tight end position. James McClung, he actually ran Weeks down. So that was dangerous. Marquette almost turned that ball over, and they would have took it for the distance if 44 wouldn't have stepped in there. So you can't ask any more out of the Vikings. At halftime, up here in Marquette, Cadillac is winning 14-0. All right, and you're back with TV 97 and 98. My name is Jeff Brooks. I'm flying solo today. My good friend John Emmington turned 40. Decided he was too old to drive and didn't come up to Marquette with me. I got my wife Katrina on the video camera today. Jed Raybold couldn't be with us either, so I'm up here enjoying a beautiful Division III district football game up in Marquette, Michigan, up on the shores of Lake Superior, right next to Northern Michigan University. And right now, Cadillac Vikings do have a 14-0 lead over the Marquette Redmen. We had a couple opportunities. I thought Mike Weeks is going to be a tough cover one-on-one. He has been. We haven't got the ball to him. Gary's been a little hot with it, hasn't put a whole lot of air under it. I think they'll make the corrections. Redmond have a lot of talent. They got a lot of pride. First winning season in a few years for the Redmen with a new head coach. They won their first playoff game ever last week, and so they're looking to keep it going here. Cadillac, fourth time in 6 years they've been in the playoffs. They went deep a couple years ago with Cam Selleck and Chaz Maston. And I got to believe Jim Webb and got to be happy with the results so far, being up 14-0. He knows he probably left 2 scorers out on the field. Todd Baker, his defensive crew, has done a good job. I think they've forced Marquette to pass a little more than they want to pass. And really, the tale right now is the 2 quarterbacks. They haven't been real accurate throwing the ball. Weeks has been all over the board so far, throwing a little bit behind. Their quarterback really hasn't hit anybody except number 3 on a slant, which produced about 15 yards. But in any case, we'll see what we have stored for the last 24 minutes of this game, because in 24 minutes somebody will be going home and somebody will be going to the regionals. And Mike Weeks will be set to kick off. Cadillac will be defending their north end zone. The Redmen will be receiving. They will be defending this south end zone. Number 21, the Pentecost, Garrett Pentecost. He's a junior running back. He's a speedster. He's back deep for the Redmen. Mike Weeks is probably looking to kick to number 19, Matt Mills, deep left. He likes to go deep left a lot. There it is. They're going deep right. They did try to switch Pentecost up with 19. They figured it out. Pentecost isn't going anywhere. Number 52, Cronkite, got there first. Number 65 actually got there first for the Vikings, Jacob Lulling. So Marquette, the coach, he does see what's going on in the field. Mike Weeks, they've been kicking deep left. They switched Pentecost with Mills. Pentecost did field that kickoff. He brought it back out to the 25-yard line where Marquette will set up shop, first and 10. And let's see what kind of adjustments Marquette has made. Vikings aren't going to make a whole lot of adjustments. 44, the big guy. Looks like they probably will be running right behind 44 with big 42. They're looking to pass with number 21. They got him out in the flats. Nice catch out there by number 21, Pentecost. Dean Favre. Actually, Tommy Cathan stayed behind the play. He read it nicely, but it was well set up. Maybe Marquette's going to try to establish the pass a little bit to loosen up the run, but being down 14-0, they're going to have to take pressure off the edges if they want to run the ball efficiently. So that was a pickup of about 6 yards for the Redmen. They'll bring up 2nd and 4 for Marquette. Number 4 under center. 21 Pentecost in motion. Handoff to 42 off tackle. Nicely met there by 52. James Cronkite from that middle linebacker position, and the defensive tackle of Josh Pant. So not a gain on that play. It'll bring up, well, I guess it was a gain of about 3-4 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Redmen. Pentecost does come out. This is where they like to bang the big boy, number 42 off tackle. 3rd and short. Just started the second half. You are watching Channel 97 and 98. So here comes 42, the big boy, and that's where they like to run him, 3rd and short. They do pick up a first down. The Redmen will move the chains. I'd like to thank our sponsors here at 97-98, High Point Auto, Don's Auto Clinic, the Wexford Community Credit Union, Johnson Insurance, Godfrey Chevrolet and Buick, and Cadillac Tire. We'd like to thank those businesses for allowing Channel 97 and 98 to broadcast this Cadillac Viking Division III district football game up here in Marquette. So they come out in a split back formation. They hand off to Pentecost, the speedy running back. First one to meet him was Aaron Stefani, number 26, but it was about 4 yards deep. So the offensive line for Marquette they're solid. They're solid blockers. They block really well. They have good technique. I watched them before the game. They do a lot of skill drill, blocking technique, base blocking with their offensive line. They did it for about 12 minutes. I was impressed with, their base blocking and how well they came off the ball. I thought that was a key to the game, controlling the line of scrimmage from the defensive side. They're bring up 2nd and 4 for the Redmen. 42 running off tackle. Didn't have a whole lot there. Finally, Travis McDonald came up from his safety position and pulled him down with number 62, Keith Eargood. So, pickup of about a yard, bring up 3rd and 3 for Marquette. They will grind it out. Number 44, the big boy, comes back in. Smaller back, defensive back comes out, number 2. Cadillac will stay in there 5-3 until the Redmen force them to do something different. It is tough to play power football against a 5-3. So here we go. It looks like they will run over that right side. Here they come. They tried to run a counter with number 42, the big guy, their bulldog. Nothing doing. Number 2, Greg Palmer, read it. They brought Travis McDonald. Looks like they've brought him up into like a monster back position to kind of stop. He was playing a monster back. That was nice to see. They made a little adjustment there, trying to stop him from going off tackle. So in any case, it'll bring up 4th and 4 for the Redmen. They will punt the ball away to the Vikings. Mike Weeks, the ever dangerous highlight reel, is back. Punt for the Redmen. You want to seal your creases. This will be returnable for Weeks. He likes this. Mike Weeks is dangerous. He has a lot of speed. He's got strength. Nicely covered there by number 44. Number 44, he is a player. James McClung, 5'10", 210 pounds. Solid young man. Lead blocker on a lot of offensive plays and plays middle linebacker position now and then, I believe. But he looks like a nice athlete. So there's 8:28 left in the 3rd quarter. Vikings still ahead 14-0. We take over. First possession of the second half, 1st and 10. We're in ace-back formation. I like the Wildcat here. Looks like we got 3 split wide. We get a little screen pass going. Gary, we're covering the ends. Gary's slippery. He's got speed. Nicely read, the linebacker. Gary got about 6 yards on that before number 22 scraped across the field. Number 2, he's a little outmanned out there. He's only running 140 pounds. He's going to have a difficult time with Travis McDonald, who's pulling 180, Weeks, who's pulling 200. So Cadillac picks up about 5-6 yards. Nice play on 1st down. Bring up 2nd and 5 for the Vikings. We show the same look. 3 wide receivers. Fake handoff. We got pulling guard 65, 72, Riley Norman. Gary Silvers is shifty. Number 72. When 6'6", 301-pound Riley Norman starts pulling, I don't think 56 wanted anything to do with 72. He's like a truck coming around that corner, and Gary's so good at tucking in right behind him. So it'll be a 1st down for the Vikings, nicely set up by Webb. The clock is ticking. Jared Webb will be split out in the slot. Looks like we're going trips again with Isaac Baker. There's a little wrinkle that Marquette coach hasn't seen. We haven't ran it in a few weeks. I think he was saving it. And here we come with Gary Silvers again around the corner. He's got speed. Nice. Number 2, he's 140 pounds. He come up, but I tell you, Gary, he's pulling 160 pounds, and the kid is strong. He benches 200. Number 2 felt that one. He's a tough kid. He's going to stay in, though. I like that. Nope. Coach is going to pull him, but number 2, Chris Forsberg, he stuck his hat in there. I like that. He plays hard. They're going to have to replace him after that. So Cadillac is moving the ball. 7:11 left in the 2nd quarter. It is 2nd and 5. Cadillac, this is what they did against Petoskey. They came out, they established the run. They started running Izzy left, Izzy right. Right behind that big line. 72 is a load. He's only a sophomore. He's 301 pounds. And he moves so well. Good basketball player. He's got such quick feet. Ace-back formation. Gary Silver's in the shotgun. He's got Travis McDonald in the slot. Actually, Austin Fuller. Hands off to Richie Hyde. He's got speed. He's fastest guy on the team. He goes down to the 10. Touchdown off tackle, Richie Hyde. Gary Silvers is pumped up. You get Richie Hyde out in space, and he is gone. He's a 4.2 40. Nice, well-designed. They look like they were doing an Aussie left, came back hard with Richie Hyde. He went off tackle right over Riley Norman, the guy I just got done talking about. He's standing right along number 65. Jacob Lowing, that right side of the defensive line. Greg Palmer did an excellent job on that. So was 6:33. Vikings strike on their first possession in the second half. Weeks point after attempt held by the junior Isaac Baker. He's a multi-sport athlete, nice basketball player. The point after attempt is good by Mike Weeks. So the noose tightens a little bit. Cadillac answers with a score. It's 21-0 Cadillac. I got to believe Marquette's a little bit out of their comfort zone right now. They need a little energy. Hopefully the student section can provide that for them. You know, this game's not over. Marquette's got athletes. And they put 63 points up on the board last week. They can score, and they can score in bunches. They just need to get a little pumped up. It's the first time in the playoffs that does play a part, not knowing what to expect. But in any case, I know the Marquette program has brighter future in front of them. They got a lot of solid juniors. They got a first-year coach. I think he was named UP Coach of the Year, if I read an article correctly. But yeah, he was, and so great for this community, great for this town, and good for the kids. So Mike Weeks set the kickoff. Their ever-dangerous Pentecost is back. I'm not sure how many touchdowns he ended with last week, but he had 5 in the first half. Impressive by any standards. 46, Jalen Brooks is a shooter. Number 12, Dean Favre is a shooter. They're coming spread out. Let's see what kind of fireworks can happen here. He's going to try to kick deep left to Mills again, see if Pentecost switches again. Nope, they're going to kick right to Pentecost. Mills didn't get called off. I think Pentecost wanted, but here comes Mills. Here comes Concrete. Nice run out there by number 19, Matt Mills. Good tackle out there by number 44, Richie Hyde. But I think the first one to get to him was the big boy, number 65, Jacob Lowing. So the Redmen will take over after that Cadillac score. 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. They are down 21-0 with 6:27 left in the third quarter. Again, you're listening to TV 97 and 98. I'm running solo today. My buddy John Emmington could not make the trip. Not quite sure what the formation is. They got number 3 in motion. They like to pass out of this, a little hitch play. Here comes 4 out. They're looking for a 3 up the field. Nice reception. He got some speed, Brock Wilhelm. Nice play. Number 7, Tommy Cathan finally stepped up. That's a well-designed play. I like it. I think Webb will steal it for next year. They put 3 in motion. The wide receiver comes hard up the field to draw the corner away. The tight end comes across on a little 5-yard dump, and number 3 sneaks out there in the flat. Well placed by number 4, Nicholas Emmendorfer. That's the one thing Cadillac and Marquette was missing in the first half. Their quarterbacks were not very accurate. Emmendorfer right there threw a bullet right between the numbers of number 3. If he wouldn't have caught it, it probably would have went through him. Nice catch. Nice first down by Marquette. So they are moving the ball with the pass a little more. Tried to get number 2 on a quick little 5-yard step and turn, a little button pass. Number 4 wasn't as accurate that time. He threw it a little bit out in front of him. He had some space. It would have been a nice pickup, but it will bring up 2nd and 10 for Marquette. So they show a willingness to pass the ball. Trying to stretch our edges out a little bit, trying to get our linebackers out of those gaps where they like to run so effectively with 21 and 42. See if Marquette can be patient and just move the ball up the field. They're looking for 3 on the out. Oh, not a good pass by number 4. He had him. That is probably the hardest pass in high school sports, is to turn your body or run to the right and get a wide receiver out in the flats away from you. You only have the angle. You're only allowed about 24 inches of error right there. Number 4 was about 36 inches of error. It was a little bit thrown behind him on his left shoulder. In any case, the ball falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Redmen. Back to pass again, trying the same pass. They got a little heat now. He's going to be in trouble now. He's got nothing going. They're going to throw the ball away. It's a flag. Yep. Number 3 was well covered. Tommy Cathan came up. Number 6, Travis McDonald came up. There was a lot of pressure. That's what happens when you run that naked bootleg and you don't get that receiver open. Cadillac had a lot of heat. Number 58, John Lentz, 48, Seth Myers. In high school football, you cannot throw the ball away. You got to have a receiver within 15 yards of the ball. That'll be an intentional grounding call, and that'll force Marquette Redmond to punt. So Cadillac will get the ball back with 5:41 left in the second quarter. And we'll see what kind of damage. Number 6, Travis McDonald. Number 33, the human firework, Mike Weeks, back to receive this punt. Looks like we're going to try to block it here. Number 46 is going to come hard off the corner. Nope, they're going to hang up. There it is. Mike Weeks is going to take this ball. Oh, that could be the break right there. You better get on it, son. So Mike Weeks does muff it. That could have been a big break for Marquette. That would have lifted their spirits. There would have been a lot of juice flowing in this stadium. Mike Weeks, the senior, muffed it. He was looking downfield, I got to believe. He liked space. He wanted to go. So the senior did jump on it, retained possession. Cadillac will take over. 1st and 10, up by 21 at their own 10-yard line. I can't say enough about the day. It's absolutely beautiful. Mid-40s, sun is out. What a great day to play football. Here we got Mike Weeks in Wildcat formation. This is trouble. You got Josh Pant. He's the fridge. He's going to be blocking off tackle to the left. We're going to bring a lot of people right now to the left side of this field. And here goes Weeks. Nicely read by the defense, but he is so strong and hard to bring down. Wildcat formation. Mike Weeks, 200-pounder. Very fast, very strong. Read nicely by the Redmen, but Cadillac picks up about 2 yards on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. Wildcat formation will be put on the shelf for another day. Gary Silvers comes back in. Mike Weeks split out high. He's got number 3 man coverage. I can't believe we have not gone slant up the field. Jared Webb, possession receiver, split out low. Here comes Richie Hyde. He's got speed again. Got through the hole. The right corner, number 1, Josh Johnson. He came back hard on the play. I like that. He read it. Actually, the play was in front of him, and he came back hard. Richie Hyde had a cutback. 1 read it well. 45 actually played well on that as well. Zach Green. Here comes Gary Silvers off tackle. I don't know if he'll get it. No, he did get it. They gave him the mark. That was a very generous mark by the Grayling officials. Gary Silvers, so slippery. They like to run that little quick dive play over Riley Norman. And so in any case, Cadillac will pick up a 1st down. That was a big 1st down. They would have been stuck deep, and field position would have been an issue for the Vikings. So with 4:13 left to end the 3rd quarter, Cadillac Vikings still holding a 21-0 lead. Gary Silvers in ace-back formation. Single back with Richie Hyde. Jared Webb split out low. Mike Weeks up top with Isaac Baker in at tight end. Here comes Richie Hyde off tackle. They are working Riley Norman right now, number 72, and also number 60. Brandon Parcell, all year he's been solid at the center position. He's been you don't see too many muff snaps by Brandon. He's been a solid force. Austin Fuller brings the play in, hands off to Gary. 10 will be in the slot with Austin. Looks like they're going to go trips left. Oh, Pop Warner, biggest, fastest, strongest kids going around the corner. Mike Weeks, one-on-one coverage out here. I want to see fireworks here. Yep, here it comes. Running off tackle right. Riley Norman almost takes 2 guys. Mike Weeks sustained his block. Number 3 couldn't do anything with Mike. That was, that is very difficult as a wide receiver to break down your defender for 5 seconds. And number 3 and number 33 were going at it head-to-head out there. Mike Weeks did a great job blocking. Gary Silvers got through there 72. 2 guys split Riley Norman. He's just a big kid out there blocking. So it was a nice pickup of about 12. Cadillac will have a 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line with 3 minutes left in this game. A new wrinkle. They got that trips left. They got 3 plays out of this. You never know what's coming. Hand off to Richie Hyde. Here he comes with a lot of speed. Number 3, Mike Weeks had a good block out there. That's what I was talking about. It's tough to break down that defender for 5 seconds. Mike held him up for about 3 to 4. Number 3 shed that block, came over nicely. He got shaken up a little bit. Richie Hyde, he gets a full head of steam. He is a fast kid, not very big. He's a junior. He's 145 pounds, but man, is he fast. So, with 2:46 left in the third quarter, I'm not quite sure who took the timeout. I think maybe I would have to think Marquette took that timeout, maybe to gather his troops and talk about it a little bit, give him a break. So right now I think the speed of Cadillac is bothering Marquette a little bit. And the size on the defensive line. They got a big offensive line, but the defensive line, I think they got a couple kids running 150 pounds, on the defensive side of the ball. Yep, 145, 162, 185 across that starting defensive line. And, by the third, fourth quarter, 301, 206, 270 pounds laying on you. You get a little tired, and it's hard to stay in it play after play after play. So we'll see what kind of adjustments Marquette makes. Number 45, Zach Green. He is a player. Big boy, broad shoulders. I like him. So Cadillac comes out. Gary Silver's bringing his troops out here. You're listening to 97 and 98 TV. This is Jeff Brooks. My wife Katrina is on the camera today. So Gary Silver's in ace-back formation. He hands off to Richie Hyde over that right side again. There is a flag, usually involves holding. 52, Cronkite, he came across. I think he got 62's outside shoulder, held him up. I'm pretty sure that's what the call is. I saw 62 nose diving in the ground, and 52 was laying on top of him. So coach might be getting a sideline warning right now for Marquette. He saw something he didn't like. Number 4, was he in the, what's going on here? I'm not quite sure what's going on. We haven't gotten any signals from the officials yet. Too many men on the field. Sideline warning. Yeah, it's got to be. He's talking to the coach right now. I think they got a sideline warning. Side judge. I don't know. What I like to see here is I'd rather see the official throw the flag and give a warning, not come right out with a penalty. That's this is high school football. This is district championship Division III football. You got to talk to them. You got to explain that. Maybe they already did. I can't take anything away from the refs, but you got to talk to the coaches, make sure they understand. If you want to throw a flag and give them a warning, I'm good with that. But in any case, they threw a 15-yard sideline warning flag. I'm not a big fan of that. Gives Cadillac a first down and 10 at the 28-yard line. And they're marching with Gary Silver's off. That's a nice play by number 28. He came in on a dog rush. Get that young man's name. I don't have a 28. 20, number 20. Brian Myers, he read that nicely from his outside linebacker position. They saw they wanted to go off tackle, and he showed some speed coming around that corner. So it was a pickup of about 4 for Silvers to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Vikings at the Marquette 25-yard line. You got Travis McDonald split out low. This is where you like to get number 20, the tight end, out in space. There's no safety right now. Mike Weeks split out high. Nice, right there it is. Oh! Gary Silvers had him. He had Isaac Baker. That setup right there. They like to run that little wide dump. There's no safety. They have to commit to the outside linebacker, and the coaches up top saw it. They almost had it. Gary didn't put a lot of air under it, but man, I would have went to Isaac Baker. Isaac Baker was floating all by himself out there. Greg Palmer just quite couldn't shift his body to get that high pass. So in any case, they'll bring up 3rd and 7. Here they're going to run probably left with 4 lead blockers with Silvers. There we go. He's coming around the corner. He's going to make the corner. Nice play by the linebacker, 31. Who was that? 34, Forrest Guilfoyle. He looked like he got shot out of a cannon. He came up nice. It's tough to tackle Gary out in the open field, and I don't think he saw him. He got shielded a little bit. And number 34 came up hard and fast and put a beautiful play on Gary Silver. So he lost about a yard there. It'll bring up 4th and 8 for the Vikings with minute 27 left in the third quarter. I tell you, Marquette's got some nice athletes, and they're showing that right now on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm not quite sure what the stoppage in play here. Webb's going to take a timeout. He's chewing at the ref or something. So Cadillac will take a timeout with a minute 8 left in the third quarter, with Cadillac leading 21-0. So a big 4th down here. I wonder what they got up their sleeve. A lot of times they like to run that wide dump, and they like to get Gary out in space and drag that tight end right across the field. And you got to respect Gary Silver so much that the linebackers key in on number 13, and you just get to sneak that tight end right off the backside, and the backside linebacker doesn't see it. So this is a good spot for it. This is what they like to do. They're going to put pressure on the edges with Gary Silver. They're going to roll them out. And I am really missing my good buddy John Emmington right now. So the officials had enough. He's marked play in. You got 30 seconds, boys, to get that play going. Cadillac comes out of their huddle. They're an ace back. Mike Weeks right along the side. They're going to run a pass play right up the middle. They're going to put so much pressure. This is what we scored on second play. Here comes Weeks out in the flat. You're going to throw high to him. There he is. Weeks catches the ball all the way down to the 5-yard lines. He is such an athlete. He high jumps 6'4". He jumps 12'8". He is a tough one-on-one coverage. They were only rushing three people, so Gary Silver's had a lot of time to scan the field. He had 5 wide receivers, 2 out in the flat, 1 in the dump area, and Mike Weeks comes up with a big 4th down conversion. And Gary Silver's finally put a little air under it, son. He's probably listening to me up here chewing on him a little bit. He let Mike Weeks go up and make a play, so in any case, it's 1st and 4 at the 4-yard line, and Vikings are knocking on the door. And I like to run Weeks to the left a lot of times here. Richie Hyde off tackle. Wow, nice stick. Is that Green again? Number 45. He is a solid young man. Nope, it was number 22 laid a big lick on Richie Hyde. Craig Karate, 5'11", 180-pounder. Man, they got a lot of nice size up here in their players. So number 22, he came from that middle linebacker position. So hopefully we can get this last play in before we run out of tape. So that will be the end of the third quarter. And there is 12 minutes left to play in this game. Cadillac knocking on the door. 2nd and 4 from the 4-yard line. They are up 21-0.
Teamwork is working together, even when apart.
Teamwork is setting up the spike.
Teamwork is setting up the slap shot.
Teamwork setting up the jump shot.
But teamwork doesn't stop on the court.
On the ice.
At the net.
On the mat.
Teamwork also transfers into the classroom.
Teamwork is working together.
So, with a quick change of the tape, you're watching TV 97 and 98. This is Jeff Brooks. I'm all flying solo today. I'd like to thank our sponsors. If I can find them, I got papers all over the place. Actually, we're going to get back to the action. We're 2nd and 4 at the 4-yard line. We're in Wildcat formation. Actually, Josh Pant the fridge. We're going to run over right side. Josh Pant, the fumble on the play. The snap, they were a little tight. They had Josh Pant at an up back. They also had Jacob Combs at an up back with Gary Silvers off the back end. The initial snap by Parcell hit Josh Pant in the left shoulder. There was a muff snap, so Cadillac got a lucky break there, got the ball back. It will bring up 3rd and 5 at the 5-yard line. It doesn't change the play call, though. A little miscue. They're going to try to run it right up the gut, and here comes Gary Silvers. Not a whole lot going on there. He's going to get down to the 4-yard line. Jim Webb put some points on the board, kick a field goal. Weeks, he can drop them from 40 yards out. I don't know why you need a touchdown here. Make it 4 scores, Coach. What are we doing? I was going to say, maybe that's why Jim Webb's down there making the big money and I'm up here just doing media, but he will kick a field goal here with Weeks. He can drop them from 40, 45 yards, so he kicked the game winner in Petoskey last week with 6 seconds left in the game. Isaac Baker set the hold. The kick is up. No good. Little wide right. So he was lined up on the right hash. The goalposts are not very the posts that go vertical are not very high here, and it's tough to read if a field goal is good or not, if it's real close. That was obviously wide enough right. So, in any case, the Marquette Redmond caught a break there. They will come out with 10:41 left in the 4th quarter. They are down to the Cadillac Vikings 21-2-0. So, here come the Redmond. They're going to have to probably put points up on the board. They're going to have to pass the ball, get out of their comfort zone. Redmond come under center. This is their 2nd possession. They run the ball off tackle with 42. There's nothing going on there. The defensive line is doing a great job right now, being led by number 52, James Cronkite. Actually, number 62, the sophomore, Keith Eargood. He came up from the JV for the district game, and he started playing half the game at Petoskey, and right now he's getting quality minutes. He's 5'10", 210-pound sophomore. I watched him all year at the JV level, and he is going to be a force to reckon with next year and the following. So here come the Redmonds, 2nd and 10. Quarterback kept it. It looked like a little, I don't know if 4 had that ball or not. Yep, 10, little quarterback change. I don't know if 10 carries the ball a little better than 4, or 4 is just not passing the ball well, but the quarterback now is Calvecchi. Kurt, he's a 6-foot, 170-pounder. They made a quarterback change. So, little interesting strategy by Marquette. Maybe number 4 got hurt. I'm not quite sure what the situation is. We're not privy to it. So, with 9:29 left in the 4th quarter, Vikings up 21-0. Marquette is in a 3rd and 8 situation. We got Travis McDonald deep for the Vikings. Tommy Cathan, 21's in motion. This is where they like to throw that pass to 21. Get him out in space. Number 12, Dean Favre, has a beat. He underthrew it. Nice interception by Travis McDonald. There's the athleticism I talk about with McDonald and Weeks. I tell you, the little things Travis McDonald does. Number 10 did short arm it. 21, he has a lot of speed. Pentecost, he was out in the flat. He was wide open. If number 10 could have thrown about a 42-yard ball instead of a 35-yarder, it would have been a touchdown. But it was a little short-armed, and Travis McDonald went up two-handed. Beautiful interception by Travis McDonald. What an athlete. So here comes Cadillac, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line with 9:10 left in the half. We're going to probably run left with Gary Silvers, actually with Richie Hyde. Gary keeps it. I got to believe they're probably just trying to chew up some time. They go off tackle with Gary Silvers. He loses, I think, a yard. There is some extracurricular activity. I have a feeling Cadillac will be called for unsportsmanlike conduct. Sometimes a lot of testosterone gets floating around down there, and they are young kids. We'll see what the call is. I have a feeling 52 Cronkite, he's usually involved in a lot of haste. I'm sure the coaches will correct that. Well, they're going to pick it up. They're going to pick it up. I don't know really what went on, but I'm sure Todd Baker and Coach Webb will take care of any situation, extracurricular activity. They don't put up with any of that. So with 8:54 left in the game, Jared Webb brings a play in. Austin Fuller and Jared Webb will be split out down low. Mike Weeks, the ever dangerous highlight reel, will be split up high. Gary Silvers in ace-back formation with Richie Hyde, shotgun formation. Handoff, nope. Gary Silvers options out. He's got Weeks all alone out there. Oh, he just won't put air under the ball. Mike Weeks came wide. 3 thought it was a hitch and go. Weeks blew by number 3. Gary Silvers had him wide open. He's just throwing bullets. He could have put a little more air under it. That would have been good for another 7. And in any case, the reason why Cadillac's where they're at right now is because of Gary Silvers, and I'm not going to second-guess that young man. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Vikings. I got to believe Cadillac's left about 3 scores on the board right now out on the field. And it's a beautiful day for football, too, so the weather's not an excuse. So here we go in an ace-back formation again. Jared Webb low. Travis McDonald split out. Running a dive play with Richie Hyde off tackle. Nice pickup. This is going to be decision time now. Nice pickup of about 8 yards. It'll bring up 4th and 8 at the 42-yard line. Do you punt it and play field position? I wish I had John Emmington here. He'd know what the answer was. But it looks like we're going to go for it. We're up 21-0 with 8:05 left. We get a first down here and keep moving the ball. Try to probably get Gary Silvers out in space. Isaac Baker, the tight end, leak him out. Get behind those linebackers. Right now, Cadillac has stopped themselves quite a bit. Oh, there it is, the hard count. Yep, that's what Jim Webb wanted. He was going for the hard count. He was probably going to call a timeout and punt the ball away. But in any case, you can't fault anybody for that. Number 20, he wants to make a play. Your team's down 21-0. It's a big down. Got a little overexcited. A little encroachment called by Marquette will give Cadillac a 1st and 10 at the Marquette 38-yard line. Same formation, probably going to roll Gary Silvers out. Here comes Gary Silvers off tackle. Nicely read there by number 20. He made the mistake, but he came back and made the tackle. Gary Silvers picked up about a yard. It'll bring 2nd and 9 for the Vikings, and the clock is becoming a big factor now for the Redmen of Marquette. I don't think a Todd Baker Cadillac Viking crew has shut anybody out yet this season. We usually give up about 31 points a game. We score usually on average 36 points a game, so we're usually involved in a lot of shootouts. This has been more of a grind-out game for Cadillac. So Gary Silvers at the helm, shotgun, ace back with Richie Hyde, Mike Weeks out top, Travis in the slot, McDonald. Here comes Gary on a design quarterback around the end. Nice block out there by Weeks. He pushed number 3 7 yards deep. I'm not sure how, number 3 is 180 pounds. Mike Weeks is 200 pounds. He pushed the corner right off the ball. Gary Silvers, a design quarterback, 18 Aussie call, they call it. Went around the corner and picked up another first down for the Vikings. So it's starting to become a workmanlike effort. Running the ball. We have not done well passing. I think the coaches will want to address that before their next game. Right now it's up in the air who they're going to play. I think it's going to probably be Mount Pleasant. They're ranked 2nd in the state. Here comes Gary Silvers on it. Izzy check. Nice hit out there by number 34. Forrest Guilfoy. put a big lick, stuck his helmet right underneath Gary's chin, and pickup of about 4 for Gary before he's hauled down there. Bring up 2nd and 7 or 2nd and 6 for the Vikings with 6:16 to go in the fourth quarter and the clock ticking. So in come Jared Webb and Greg Palmer. He's going to the tight end spot. They bring the play in. Gary Silvers doesn't like it. He says, I ain't running that. We're going to call a timeout. He's going to go talk about it with Jim Webb. So you're watching TV 97 and 98, Division III district champion football up here in Marquette, Michigan. Beautiful day for football. They have a nice crowd on hand. Mid-40s, sunny all day, with your Cadillac Vikings winning right now 21-0. I like to thank High Point Auto, Don's Auto Clinic, Wexford Community Credit Union, Johnson Insurance, Godfrey Chevrolet and Buick, and Cadillac Tire. Without them, 97-98 football for Cadillac would not be possible. I really enjoy doing this for the kids. I even enjoy it more when John Emmington's by my side, but I'll take my wife any day of the week and twice on Sunday. So she's up here taping for me. So here come the Vikings. They're probably going to be in an ace back. They're going to stay on the ground. I can't believe Jim Webb would want to put another up on the board. They're going to come with Richie Hyde off to the left. They got trips left. I run this in Pop Warner now and then. Gary's going to keep it on an option, sneak out. He's slippery. Boy, I tell you, one thing that has impressed me with Marquette is Gary Silvers would normally have 200 yards by now. And they break down. They have a lot of kids that play solid, fundamental football. And that's a testament to their coach right now, because this is probably the best tackling team I've seen Cadillac play. They break you down. They don't let Gary get on the edges. And he's hard to bring down one-on-one, and they're doing it right now. So kudos to Marquette. Gary Silver's back to pass. He's got Weeks on the hitch. Nice athleticism. Couldn't quite come down with it. He wanted it. He thought he caught it. Normally, I wouldn't doubt if Mike did catch that ball. He wouldn't react like that if he didn't. He's a player. He knows when he catches the ball. He's saying it was stuck on his forearm. I tend to believe him, but in any case, it'll bring up 4th and 7. Those are tough plays to see out there for officiating crews. And it was still a poor pass, so the tale of this game has been the quarterback passing. This would have been a lot higher scoring game than 21-0 if the quarterbacks from both sides of the ball would have been more accurate. So here comes Gary Silvers, the leader, the senior jitterbug. He's in shotgun with Richie Hyde. He's going to fake. There's number 6, Palmer. Actually, Travis McDonald. He had Travis. It was a nice pass, but I tell you, it was well defended by number 2. It really was. The pass was there. Travis had the slant. He had the 15-yard go. They're trying to sneak Weeks around the corner to try to draw the safety. He had nothing doing. Number 2 slipped in there and knocked it down. So Cadillac will turn the ball over on downs. The clock is a factor now. There's 5:15 left in this game. Cadillac is winning 21-0. So we'll see what kind of offense the Redmen come out with. It looks like number 4, Nicholas Emmendorfer, is back in at quarterback. He goes to throw, and man, I tell you, it's a backwards pass. And he's going to step out of bounds, Pentecost, at the 7-yard line. That was a backward lateral. I don't know if they were trying to set up the double pass like they tried against Bay City John Glenn last week. But when you have a hard time passing the ball, you get out of sorts. And right now, number 4 is having a difficult time passing. That was really high. Gary Silvers hasn't been as accurate as I normally see Gary. I'll take his running any day, though. He's played solid. He ran a 96-yarder earlier in the game. So here comes the Redmen and trips, right? They try to hit 3 on that slant. Intercepted by number 48, Seth Myers. The junior's going to get a touchdown. Good for Seth Myers. He read it. I don't know if they saw that play on film, but Seth Myers didn't bite a single bit. He stepped in on the 10-yard slant, and Seth Myers takes home a district championship touchdown. Good for Seth. He's a converted running back. The coaches came to him after his freshman year and said, son, listen, You are not a running back. And he made the move. He's one of the coach's son. He took it. You know, sometimes it's difficult for a kid that, you know, is in a skill position and used to having the ball, but he did it for the betterment of the team. And I tell you, he's turned into an absolute animal. And next year he will be the leader of that defensive front for the Vikings. So in any case, Cadillac tacks another one up on the board with an interception by Seth Myers. Maybe he'll become the highlight reel next year. We'll see. Mike Weeks kick the point after attempt. It is good. Isaac Baker with a nice hold. So with that score, with 5 minutes left in the Division III District Finals Championship game, Cadillac 28, Marquette Redmond 0. That was a beautiful reception by Seth Myers. Holy cats. I didn't think you had it in you, son. But beautiful play. He's going to want the tape on this, I got to imagine. So Marquette Redmond, their fans are really appreciative of what the Redmen have done this year. They went 8-2 regular season, actually 7-2 regular season, 8-2 after last week's first district or playoff win of this school's history. And they're still behind their kids. That's what MHSAA football is all about. It's about the memories. You know, the seniors are going to go out in style. They got a lot to be proud of. Turn this program around. They were 0-20. I think the last win they had was 2007 up to this year. And, you know, that's just a great feeling to be able to string together victories like that. I'm sure there was a lot of excitement in the school with the players. And that's what memories are for. So Mike Weeks, number 33, set the kickoff. Back deep is Pentecost, the speedster, and number 19, Matt Mills, along with 15, Sam Jocks. So we'll see what Marquette has in store. Here comes the shooters. Here's the wedge busters. Greg Palmer, he usually gets the juices flowing. Cronkite, he's an absolute animal. Cement head. So Weeks kicks off to number 21, Pentecost. That's wrapped up nicely in red. Richie Hyde turned the play back in. Finally tackled there by number 72, Riley Norman. 77, I'm sorry, Riley Norman, he can't run that fast. Number 77, Ryan Gauld. Good for you, Ryan. So Ryan Gauld gets a tackle on special teams. The Redmen will come out with 4:53 left in the game, down 28-0 to the Cadillac Vikings. They will start 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. So they're under center. Number 4 has come back in. They're going to throw the pass to number 3. The hook and ladder, I called it earlier. I'm a prophet. Read nicely. Oh, fumble on the play. Number 7's got it. Oh, I don't think they saw it. Oh, they stripped the ball. Number 3, he got number 21, Pentecost, got absolutely railed by number 48, Seth Myers. They blew the whistle. He's hurting right now. Hopefully that young man's okay. 48, Seth Myers. That's the unprotected spot of the body, is those back ribs. And Seth Myers came in, put a big lick. Tommy Cathan pulled the ball away, and he was off to the races. They called the ball dead, which is probably the right thing to do. It's 2nd down and 6 for the Redmen. Number 4 hands off to number 19, who's getting a look at running back. Nice running there by number 19, Matt Mills. I don't know what grades he in, but I'm wondering now if they're trying to get some experience or get some playoff for some seniors and/or experience for some juniors right now. I think number 42 has checked out. Nope, 42 is still in as a blocking back. They've gone to a split back. Looks like they're going to run right. Coming over, Brock Wilhelmstein. Nice inside shoulder, Brock. Number 9, Cody Hull, came up and finished the play. It was nice blocking out there, but I like what I saw with Brock Wilhelm. He came up. He kept the play on his inside shoulder. He kept him from going outside, forced the play back in. And number 9, Cody Hull, came in from his linebacker position to clean up. So That was a nice pickup of about 8 for Marquette. They got a lot of fight left in them. They're not giving up. They got a proud team. They've had a good season. There's 3:18 left in this game. It's 2nd and 2. They really couldn't get the running game going. We dared them to pass. And number 4 was not on his mark today. Hand off to number 19, the kid I just got done talking about. He's got some nice speed, nice cutback. Number 12, Dean Favre. I think we're kind of in a prevent mode right now. Our corners are stepping off the ball about 10 yards. Redmen are starting to move the ball, but I think that has a lot to do with the prevent. In any case, it'll move the chains again for the Redmen, and they'll have a 1st and 10 with 3 minutes left in the game at the Cadillac 41-yard line. And we're making a wholesale change at the defensive line. Josh Pant coming at defensive tackle. Brock Wilhelm, Cody Hull on the outside. There is a flag on the play. Too many men on the field for the Vikings. You got to have 12 you got to have 11 in the huddle. You can't have 12, and sometimes that wholesale change gets you caught a little bit. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Vikings. It'll be 1st and 5 at the 36-yard line for the Redmen. Starting to move the ball a little bit. We're going 4 deep. We're not playing the edges as hard. Looks like they're going to go right. 42, they like to run this off right. Nope, they're going to come back with 19 again. Nicely read by number 2, Greg Palmer. 81, Brock Wilhelm came from that end position. 48, Seth Myers, the junior who just intercepted the pass for the touchdown. He's going to be solid next year. Came up hard with Travis McDonald from the safety position. Bring up 2nd and 5 for the Redmen. Skinner checking in the game for Palmer. He's played a good game on the interior line. Skinner's a big boy as well. He's pulling 270. So 2nd and 5 for the Redmen. They hand off with number 19, read nicely, Seth Myers. I tell you, the one thing that has really helped the Vikings is to put that sophomore from the JV up at middle linebacker, number 62, Keith Eargood, because he allows Seth Myers to go to the outside edge. And what a difference last week. You know, that sophomore played JV all year, then all of a sudden he gets the big start in his first game on varsity at a playoff, and here he is playing well again for the Vikings in this district final. So Marquette comes out 3rd and 6. 1:20 left in this game. They're running 19 off the left side. He runs into his blockers. Read nicely by the interior lineman. Picks up there was a fumble on the play, but they marked him down. Picked up about 2 yards. It'll bring up 4th and 4. So there is 54 seconds left in this game. Cadillac is winning 28-0. Brings up a 4th and 4. It's been a great venue, a beautiful stadium, nice seating arrangements on the south end zone with the hill. Under center, number 4. Back to pass, looking for 3 on the little hitch and out. 45, nice. Oh, almost came out with it. Number 45 put a big paw out there. Zach Green, I tell you, he is a player. He been all over the field defensively. Probably put one of the biggest hits I've seen on Gary Silvers all year. Just couldn't come up with that ball. And it was well set up. You know, number 3 tried to do the in and out. Number 45 came off that tight end position. Number 4 quite couldn't get it to him, and the Vikings will take over on downs, and Cadillac will go in victory formation. They will take a knee here to end this game. What a great feeling for these seniors from Cadillac. Last year we had a really rock-solid team, and Escanaba came down and kind of shocked us on our home field. So we get one back on the UPers. So Gary Silvers, the senior leader, will take a knee. Mike Weeks. It's been fun to watch. Normally they put up 35 points. They almost caught that average today. I think this is the first shutout they've ever had this year. Marquette, they got a great future. They got a lot of young kids. The coach, I don't know what Cadillac's trying to do over there. They're trying to get old Jim Webb all wet. He had nothing doing. He looked like Gary Silvers, the slippery back out there trying to avoid it. But in any case, your Cadillac Vikings will be bringing home district hardware. I like this Marquette team. They got some solid athletes. They're strong. They're big. You know, they get a couple more skilled players, and they will be tough to beat in the next coming years. They got a good nucleus of juniors coming back. Their 2 running backs will be back, and I think there will be some noise next year as well. And they got a new head coach. He was the UP unanimous coach of the year. So they got a lot of things to look forward to. But today's day belongs to the Cadillac Vikings as they bring home Division III District Championship trophy to Cadillac. They beat the Marquette Redmen 28-0. It was a workmanlike effort. The offensive line did a great job. The defensive line did even a better job of controlling the edges. They didn't allow the Redmen to do what they want. They like to run those G leads. They like to pull their guard out of there. You know, our linebackers caused havoc all day. And the sophomore, Keith Eargood, played good. Travis McDonald played well defensively. Mike Weeks, he was a little quiet. I think we only ran the Wildcat a couple times. But he did end up with a touchdown. Gary Silvers played well. Gary had Mike a couple times. The score could have been it could have almost been a 42-point game if Gary would have put a little air under the ball a couple times. But he's a player. Weeks is a player. The offensive line behind the centerpiece of Brandon Parcell, Riley Norman, Jacob Lowing, James Cronkite. So, TV 97 and 98 like to thank our sponsors, High Point Auto, Don's Auto Clinic, Wexford Community Credit Union, Johnson Insurance, Godfrey Chevrolet and Buick, and Cadillac Tire. What a great victory for the Cadillac Vikings, bringing home district hardware. They are now one of the top 8 teams in the state. There's going to be 8 teams after the district finals, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be matched up with Mount Pleasant. I'm guessing they're not going to lose, but I've seen funnier things. Marquette and Cadillac wasn't supposed to be here either. Petoskey and Bay City John Glenn were. So 2 well-coached programs. Cadillac comes out victorious 28-0. Thank you. Have a good night.